His response is, how can I sin against God? His response isn't even, if it was a different day, I might listen to you. No, his response is, how can I do this evil against God? In his answer is, am I in the place of God? Joseph is living at a time even before the Messiah has come, so he does not have that example. But he has come to understand something about God. God looks at us, and when we come to him, he says, I'm going to take care of you. I have a place for you. I have a purpose for you. But now you are my vessels and my ambassadors, and that may include temporary death. That's the reality. We are his ambassadors. When you are an ambassador and you go to a hostile country, who are they going to come after first? The ambassador. When you look at these bombings in places around the world, who gets bombed first? The embassies. The places are coming. So even though it's a high privilege, there's risk. When we come to Christ and we understand the depth of the gospel, then we can reach the height of the gospel. The depth of the gospel is that while we are yet sinners, Christ died for us. It is against him that we have sinned. It is against him that we have done wrong. It is against him that we've stabbed God in the back. And God knows that, but yet he comes to save us. When we understand the depths of what God has done for us and begin to focus on Calvary and see that Jesus is on the cross, he is being nailed to the cross, he has been deserted by his disciples, he's being cursed out by the thief on the cross, the thieves on the cross. Mercy. And nobody is really saying anything in his defense, but yet he says, Father, forgive them, for they don't understand what they're doing. In Jesus' case, he says to us, you meant my death for evil, but I mean it for your good. Not even my good, I mean it for your good. Amen. The way we overcome what has been done to us is begin focusing on what we have done to Christ and how he turns around and not just forgives us, but he rehabilitates us. He transforms us. He makes us noble, and then he gives us a job of ambassador. So now when I look at what somebody has done to me, maybe in your past it's molestation. Maybe in your past, somebody has abused you. Maybe in your past, different things have been done. But the way to begin to work through it is not an overnight process in most cases. But you can begin the process by focusing on what Jesus has done. The advice and encouragement we're given is to take a thoughtful hour, meditating on the closing scenes of Christ's life, on his battle in Gethsemane, his dying on the cross, and then his victory at the resurrection. If you want to be free, if you want to be truly at peace and happy, it begins with understanding your fault with God, your sin with God. Joseph looks at these brothers and he says from his heart, don't be afraid. God will move us from the point of wanting to slit people's throats to the point of taking a bullet for those very ones, because it may mean their salvation. Joseph comes to understand that although these same sorry, no good brothers put me here, God has called my brothers for salvation and to fulfill his biblical assignment. Yes, yes. As ambassadors, as people of God, God is trying to move us to the place where our enemies may strike us. They may cause you to lose your job. They may defame your reputation, but yet you still live in such a way that is for their good. If God could do that with Joseph, he can do that with us. If God could do that with the first believers who accepted Paul, he can do that with us. These are real people. These are real people with really bad situations. Joseph is sold into slavery by his own flesh and blood. But yet he turns around and says, what you meant for evil, God meant for good, and I'm going to help you. That doesn't come by yourself. That doesn't come by a self-help group. That comes by surrendering our lives to Jesus Christ and asking him to help us to see how far he reached to get us. So now we can reach a short distance to forgive and help someone else.